by removing all clothing from the patient's chest. Cut clothing if needed.
So it tells you what to do. So you get the clothes off, you do all those other bits of jobs that I've just told you, and then it'll tell you what to do next.
When the patient's chest is bare, remove protective cover and take off white adhesive pads.
So it'll tell you how to get to the pads. Different machines tell you different things, obviously, because they're different machines. This one, you take the top off, you rip the foil
When the
open.
patient's chest is bare, remove protective cover and take off white adhesive pads.
And it wants you to take out these pads.
Look carefully at the pictures on the white adhesive
So
pad.
each pad has a
Peel
little
one
picture
pad from the
saying
yellow
where
plastic
the
liner.
pad's going to go. So this one tells you that this pad needs to come down
Look
here.
carefully at the pictures on the white adhesive
So
pad.
that is just
Peel
above your
one
ribs
pad from the yellow
and
plastic
right on
liner.
the side of your chest. Not on the front here, but right on the side, just above the ribs.
Look carefully at the pictures
And
on
this
the
one
white adhesive pad.
has got a
Peel
picture of
one
the pad
pad
right
from
up
the
here.
yellow plastic liner. Remove all
So
clothing
this one's
from
got a
the
pad
patient's
right up
chest.
here next to your
Cut
collarbone.
clothing if
So
needed.
this pad needs
When
to
the
sit
patient's
there.
chest is bare, remove protective cover.
So I'm going to put
Take
this
off
on just to make it work in a play mode. You won't have this in real life, so don't look for that because you're not having that. So all you have to do is stick onto their bare skin. So that pad is the one that goes here, so it goes up there, and then this pad is the one that goes around the side, just above your
When the
ribs.
first pad is in place, look carefully at the picture on the... No one should touch the patient.
Now it tells you don't touch. So everybody moves back. So the person doing CPR moves back, you move back.
No one
The
should touch
machine
the
checks
patient.
the heart, sees what's going on.
Analyze. Shock advised. Stay clear of patient. Press the flashing orange button
So,
now.
the only thing that the
Shock
machine can
now.
shock is when the heart is
Press the
fibrillating.
flashing orange button now.
So it must have picked up
Shock
a fibrillating heart because it's telling you
Press the
it
flashing
wants you to
orange
shock.
button
So
now.
it's opening the button up,
Deliver shock
it's
now.
telling you what to do. So you tell everybody to stand back,
Press the
press the
shock
button.
deliver.
Person will
Be
jump a
sure
bit,
the
flinch a
ambulance
bit,
service has been called.
and as soon as that's
It is safe
happened,
to touch the
you can
patient.
start back to CPR.
Start CPR. For help with CPR, press the flashing blue button.
So as soon as you deliver the shock and the person sort of stiffens up, as soon as that's relaxed back, you can come back into this again. So you're back to your 30 to 2 again now. So it's delivered a shock
1
because
minute,
it
45 seconds.
picked up that the heart was fibrillating. Because that's the only time it'll let you shock. If it picked up electrical activity that showed the heart was working normally, it wouldn't let you shock.
30 seconds.
So if it finds normal electrical activity, it won't let you shock. So you can't do any harm with it. It'll only shock that one rhythm. So in a hospital sort of programs like casualty and such
1
like,
minute, 15 seconds.
you'll see occasionally a doctor will come rushing into a room because the alarm's gone off and the sort of ECG's all flatlined, you know, and he'll arrive with his defib and he'll zap the person.
1 minute.
But that's not made up.
will resume.
Because you can't stop a heart that's already stopped. And that's what defib does. A defib stops your heart. So if you're flatlined, you're not stopped already. So defib won't work on that. It'll only work
45 seconds.
if the heart is fibrillating. So it'll only work when that's happening. So all you've got to do now is keep doing your 30 to 2, your 30 to 2, and keep watching the casualty to see if there's any signs of improvement.
30 seconds until analysis.
So the most likely signs of improvement will be if that electric shock has now kicked the heart back into working. Because the heart was doing that. When that electric shock was in, it's probably stopped it and then it started to pump again.
Analysis will resume.
But it does take a minute or so for the pumping action to start to show anything. So you're watching to see are they starting to come round, are they opening their eyes, are they moving, are they making noise? And if they're not, you just keep it on doing CPR. Until now,
Touch the patient.
because now it says don't touch again, so you move back away again now. So it's allowed you to do 2 minutes CPR, it allows you to do 2 minutes CPR,
Shock not advised.
and this time,
It is safe to touch the patient. If needed,
so it won't let you shock for 1 or 2 reasons. Either
press the flashing blue
the
button.
heart's gone back to working normally now, so perhaps now, when you go down and have a listen and look, you see that that person's actually breathing okay now, and they're starting to show signs of coming round. Or it might be that it was doing that, and the electric shock that you delivered has now made it flat. So the heart's electrically dead now, so it's not working. So they're not breathing. So if they're not breathing, what would you do? What you've got to do if they're not breathing? You just keep doing CPR. So you'll keep doing CPR until you can actually see that they're breathing for themselves. So sometimes when you get to the time to deliver the second shock, the machine will say shock again. So you'll press the button. 2 minutes later it might say shock again. And while it keeps saying shocking, you know that you're in with a chance of getting them back. So if it keeps saying shock, shock, deliver 2 more minutes worth of CPR. Keep watching the person. As soon as you see that they're coming round a little bit or showing signs of breathing, then stop what you're doing and check the breathing. If the breathing's come back to that normal 2 or 3 or more breaths in 10 seconds, nice normal breathing, then you can stop the CPR. But you need to leave the pads on, and you need to leave the machine running always. Once you put them on, you'll never take them off. Paramedic will take them off. Even if you get to the point where the person comes around and starts talking to you, you'll still leave them on. Because they could rearrest. And if you take the pads off, the pads are really sticky. They'll stick to the floor, they'll stick to you, they'll stick to everything. And then if they rearrest, you can't get them back on.
15 seconds after analysis.
So leave everything on. It will never do any harm to anybody. So just leave them where they are. Really. So in this case, it wouldn't shock, but we perhaps can see there's no breathing taking place, so we keep doing CPR. And then 2 more minutes goes by, and it will check again.
Analyze. No one should touch the patient. Analyze. Shock not advised.
It don't want to shock again, so if we still can't see any signs of life, we'll still keep doing
CPR. Press the flashing blue button.
And with a bit of luck, the ambulance will then turn up, and then you can tell them what's happened. You can say, well, when I got here, they weren't breathing, we started CPR, somebody nipped down to get the defib, we've put it on and we've delivered 1 shock, and after that we've had no shock, no shock, no shock. So they'll then put their machine on and they'll see what's going on. And they'll decide then what they're going to do. So if it's a case of the fact that we're not getting a shock because the heart's no longer fibrillating, they'll perhaps try to give some drugs to make the heart fibrillate. But to be honest, most of the drugs don't work, but they'll give it a whirl. So there's still a bit of a chance for them. But the biggest chance comes from the fact that if you can get there quick and the machine keeps saying shock, then you've got the better chance of getting them back down. And it's all to do with speed. You know, so if somebody collapses in here, and one of you's quickly out of the chair and realises they're not breathing and gets somebody to phone for an ambulance and start CPR, then you've got CPR that go virtually straight away. And if somebody legs it down and gets your defib and you can get that on in a few minutes, then the chances of survival increase a lot. But it's all a matter of speed, and it's not the ambulance service that will save their lives. The only people who's going to save their lives is you, really, here now. Because they're going to take too long. And they're not going to get here in time. You've got to do the lot. You've got to do the CPR. You've got to do the defib. That's the thing. So anybody got any questions on the defib bit?
Any safety points with using the defib?
Not a lot really. Don't use it if you're in a garage where you've got a load of carbon monoxide fumes or anything like that, where you've got any fumes that might, because you're going to create a bit of a flash.